And we are live.
Huzzah! We are live, so can you hear the dolphins cry? See the road rise up 2 meters.
I don't know what joke we're doing, but I hate it.
The band
I understood
live.
it. Yeah.
The band
Thanks,
live.
I hate it.
You should.
It wasn't a joke, more just a reference to a
Live,
thing that
live
you're
is
probably
always
too
kind
young
of
for.
sucked. Yeah, slightly before your time, but live has always kind of sucked, but in a passable way until in 1999 they released the song The Dolphins Cry, which is ostensibly about love, but is also trying to be like a post-grunge rock song. But yeah, the titular Dolphins Cry is apparently a noise related to love.
You just wanted to say tit.
Well, yes. In the tittle of the song.
Boo.
My jokes are not mere juvenilia. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Okay. I had to restart everything because my computer wanted to pretend like I didn't have a fucking built-in webcam again.
Oh, balls.
That's always fun.
So I'm having to pull up everything that I already had set up.
Aww.
Very, very useful and not at all irritating.
My computer yesterday did this thing that it does sometimes where it kind of just locks up and I have to do a hard restart. And then when I come back in, it has just logged me out of everything.
Oh, that's the worst.
I'm like, I like being already logged into stuff. I don't want to have to put in passwords. That's annoying.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I gotta say, I started using a password manager and it changed my life.
I should do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I have them all I sort of have something like that, but only sort of.
Yeah, highly recommend. I use a free one, so they're out there, but I had passwords getting hacked and I was using a lot of repeating passwords.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, it's time and this is happening too regularly. Okay, let's see. No, that needs to go away. GarageBand needs to be open.
GarageBand. These darn kids in their garages.
Oh gosh, now's the fun part of like, what day is it? I don't know.
Wednesday.
That doesn't help me name the date.
I'm helping. Wednesday the 3rd. The 3rd day.
Yeah, but what month is it, you guys?
10/3/18.
Okay, but thank you. Oh, typed 2, which is like 3.
It's close.
It is similar to 3. They're both prime numbers.
You guys are very nice, but you're not helping me.
That's what we do.
Yeah, we try to help. I'm helping, but not.
No, we just try to be nice. We don't try to help.
That's fair.
Yep. Actually, I usually don't try to do either. Help or be nice. So, I suppose something and also something else. I don't know what I was going to say.
Something.
Yep. Or something else. One or the other.
That's true.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Resize some things and maybe retweet some things.
I'll retweet a thing.
I thought you were going to say that you would retweet my face or something like that.
I'll retweet your face.
I was like, got him.
All right. Tweeting has been
That sounds like a proper sentence that makes sense. Good job.
Thank you.
Ugh, why do my own tweets not pop up in my goddamn feed anymore? Twitter, you fucking suck.
Yeah. Well, Jack from Twitter is way too busy giving blue checks to people like Mike Cernovich.
I don't know who that is, but I'll take your word for it, and it sounds horrible.
Yep. Basically, Jack is friends with a bunch of MRAs and neo-Nazis.
Great.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I also wanted to post in Dork Pride Worldwide real quick.
Quack.
Just to make sure people know we are alive since we weren't here last week. Last week? Yeah, last week.
It's true. Amanda and I were recording Damsels and Dragons.
I even posted it.
Ah! Is someone playing a timpani very faintly in the background?
I mean, that would be my house if it was anyone's house, but it's not.
It sounds like dun 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 dun. Like,
Rissy, maybe someone is coming to kill you.
oh, wouldn't that be more like violins? Like, don't go in there, dog. They're playing the crazy spider music.
Yeah, I was thinking more like an epic adventure tale.
Oh, like an
less
Arby's
than
version?
a horror movie.
Okay, okay.
Or if you're in the ocean. Are you in the ocean? Maybe there's a shark coming for you.
Are you now, or have you ever been in the ocean?
I mean, I guess I'm technically in the remains of an ancient ocean.
I mean, I suppose we all
So
are.
maybe skeleton sharks are coming?
Skeleton sharks.
Well, it is October.
Or land
Skeleton
sharks.
sharks do 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 do. Skeleton sharks do 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 do. Sorry. I'm really glad we're not recording yet. Speaking of, are you guys ready? Because I will hit record when you guys are also ready.
I am also ready.
I am ready.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. And we're clapping in 3, 2, 1. Beautimus.
Maximus.
Minimus.
Okay. Now the question is, where my show notes at?
Where my notes at? Where my damsels at?
That was a good song. I liked it.
Thank you. I don't know. I like skeleton sharks better.
Thank you. Amanda, a reminder to whichever one of us gets to the bottom. We have highlighted names that need to be read on both episodes. I don't know if you even saw that to begin with.
I did.
Okay, cool. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay, I am horrible at this. Give me just a second.
Well, once I talked about it, the timpani sound seemed to have gone away, which implies a level of A, self-awareness, and B, that they don't want me to know about it.
Because they're trying to be sneaky. They didn't realize that they were not being sneaky.
Sneaking with timpanis, yeah. So, great. There probably is some sort of invading, I don't know, Urukai army on the way.
Probably.
As long as I get to eat my fucking stew first. I got a stew going, baby. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Ready!
Hello and welcome to episode 99 of the Dork Pridecast. My name is Amanda.
I'm Blythe.
And I'm Rissy. We make up a comedy group called the Damsels of Dorkington, and this is our podcast, which is also funny, depending on how much you like poop jokes and dick jokes, or if you're drunk. I'm not drunk. I don't intend to get drunk. I have been cooking though, so wine is here.
I got accidental drunk yesterday.
How did that happen?
Well, we were going out for a work dinner. We have a couple new employees who are working on our team, but they're working out of our Quebec studios. So we have three of the 4 new guys in town to just kind of meet the team and get used to things. So we took them out for dinner last night, and the car, the Uber XL that we ordered was taking too long. So we were like, oh, we'll grab a drink at Nerdvana. So I grabbed a beer. I don't know what the ABV on the beer was, but I pounded it in about 5 minutes.
Pound it.
And then the car arrived, and I turned to my boss and I was like, hi, is there room in the Uber XL for one more? Because I think maybe I shouldn't drive to dinner right now. So, it's fine. I had all of dinner to sober up, and then it was, I mean, I had some wine at dinner, but I had to keep it pretty limited. So yes, Italian food especially.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
It's
It's
accidental
fall.
drunk.
Accidental drunk. It's fall, so that's time for wine and Italian food. I'm making stew.
I've been drinking a lot of wine, you guys.
Really? What kind? What do you like?
Well, today I had a Chard.
Ooh.
I started off with Pinot Grigios.
Those aren't bad.
Which I was basically told, like, well, this is the basic bitch wine, so if you're going to
think of that as more white Zinfandel.
Anyway, I don't know. So I've just kind of been dabbling a little bit here and there, and it's good. Finally getting into it. So
drinking that wine. Yes.
I'm joining you guys.
Woohoo! Well, yeah, all alcohol is a fucking acquired taste.
That's true. That's absolutely true. We do have some business to attend to real quick that I want to just touch on really quickly. First of all, you guys, this is episode 99. That's
99!
Sort of cuckoo bananas.
Crazy Pants Town.
It is Crazy Pants Town, indeed. In 2 weeks, we will be having episode 100. So we thought, what can we do for episode 100 that's kind of special?
Poop on screen.
Nope.
They're not paying us, so absolutely not. Sure, you'd have to pay us extra and a lot on top.
If our Patreon gets up to $10,000, I'll fly back into the country and poop on somebody's chest on the podcast.
I just don't know that anyone's asking for that currently. I mean, I appreciate you offering. I guess if you want to ask for that, please feel free.
Or just put in your Patreon level at 10,000 and then
that's definitely
we'll make
true.
It happen. But
really, anything over 9,000 for the sake of nerdery.
That's fair.
Sure. I'm down with that. Anyway, we decided to do something special for the 100th episode. Which, does somebody have a calendar? What's the actual date of that? Today's
it's the 17th.
17th. So we are going to have a special guest.
Hee hee.
And I'm not going to tell you who it is. But you'll want to be here.
Yeah, you will.
I think it's going to be really fun.
I think it will too.
So. Yeah, it's going to be good.
So we're really looking forward to that. Also, the other news that we wanted to talk about was we had a couple of patrons have to kick their patronage level down a little bit recently. So we have bad news. And that bad news is that we are no longer meeting the requirements for the Damsels and Dragons bonus episodes.
Oh no!
So you guys recorded one last week. How did that go?
Well,
yes, it was a podcast.
I've noticed that the titles have been like baby themed recently.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
Not on purpose.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
But yes, so that episode, they recorded that last week. I released that onto Patreon. So episode 4 is available for your consumption if you are a patron at any level. And if you want more, you're gonna have to help us out. So we're not super far from the goal, but so yeah, if you're a person who has not become a patron yet, definitely consider becoming a patron. You get 2 bonus episodes a month. You get access to our super secret patron website, which has some ringtones and some phone backgrounds and that sort of fun thing. If we ever do, well, we will. We still have some things to do for the Damselversary drive that we did. So those things will go up there that we create for that. I still really want to play with some dumb ASMR stuff, and I know Amanda wants to play with that as well.
Yes.
Is it ASMR if you make like quiet but meaty fart sounds? Like,
I mean, if it makes somebody tingle, I feel like that's the only requirement, is that at least one person has to get the tinglies.
What if you're farting into a pile of leaves and the leaves are rustling?
That actually sounds like a really great idea.
It sounds very elaborate, and
Sure
I feel
does.
like you should take some video of that as well.
All right, guys.
See if John can help you out with that.
I ate a bunch of bean soup and drank a whole lot of milk, and now I've got this pile of leaves. Gonna fart into it.
Indeed. So that's pretty much it. John Latch has pointed out in the chat that he thought 10,000 was Blythe has to commit a crime. Yeah, we keep moving those goalposts. It's the weirdest thing.
Well, I don't know if we ever decided whether 10,000 and Blythe committing crime was going to be like the Kickstarter that we haven't had yet, like for doing an album, or whether or not that was going to be the Patreon hits 10K. Yeah. Because it's a very specific crime that we have in mind.
It is a very specific crime. Speaking of, so someone yesterday brought up the fact that I had said a long time ago that I hate Renaissance festivals.
Aww.
And he is one of those, it's a coworker, and he's one of those patrons who like has a character and goes to Scarby and like gives people quests, and if you do his quests, he'll like give you a starburst or whatever.
Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, Scarby is a good fair. It's a really good Renaissance fair. I'd get drunk and yell at people anytime there.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
do that anywhere though, Rissy. So
That's true. But yes, he took offense when I said that I hated Renaissance festivals, and made the mistake of bringing it up again.
Oh no.
And I gave him, while I was pounding my beer.
I thought that was going to go a whole different direction.
No. While I was pounding my beer, I gave him like a 5-minute dissertation on why they're horrible cesspools of the worst people in the entire world.
Yeah. It's like he knows it as a patron.
Yes, that's what I told him.
He doesn't know behind the scenes.
That's exactly what I told him. And he was trying so hard to deny it. It was really adorable. He kept saying like, well, those are societal problems. And I was like, I guess on some level, yes. However, not like this magnifies all of those problems and makes them more common and worse. And then he tried to be like, well, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I just don't think you've done a very good job of explaining why they suck.
Yes, but I'm very drunk.
No, I wasn't yet. But our other coworker, who was pretty much just sitting and listening, was like, no, I think she laid out quite a few reasons pretty eloquently. Yeah, I disagree. And I was like, suck it. So it was a joy to ruin Rena. I told him he should go to a Renaissance festival with me sometime, and I would point out things like, that's this and these are those, and that person's in like a slave like slave master relationship with this very attractive young girl who's probably not even legal, and this over here, like.
Although I've heard that TRF is the fair to go for some serious shit. But yeah, it's like, have you ever noticed that every time you walk by a stage, Whiskey in the Jar is playing?
I'm sorry, I think it's called Whiskey in the John.
That only happens if he gets sick. Like, he'll make hot toddies.
It's really gross.
No, yeah, if he wants to have his Ren Fair experience ruined, he should definitely go with you, because
ruined or
I feel
enhanced.
Like going with you guys
agree.
to Renaissance festivals, because I never did stuff at them, but they've definitely been ruined for me, I would say.
Amanda, was it you that I went with, or was it Blythe, or was it both of you, where we asked that guy if he was Dave Grohl?
That was me. That was at the Smoker.
At the Smoker,
Okay. He looked exactly like Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
And so we asked him if he was Dave Grohl, and he kind of laughed. And then we went back later, because we were drinking, and we're like, hey, Dave Grohl, can we take our picture with you?
And will you give us your autograph?
No, first we asked him if we could take a picture, and then we asked for his autograph, and he just wrote some smart-ass thing on a piece of paper. But
he drew a dick.
Yeah, but we just kept bothering this poor man who just happened to look a lot like Dave Grohl.
I don't know. He seemed to be enjoying it.
Yeah, so. I mean, I don't think he was too upset.
That's right. Yeah, I thought it was you and me, Amanda, but yeah, that was a good time.
It was.
Right? The time that you and I went, Rissy, is when we went to the joust. We were sloshed by the time it started, and we started our own cheers that our section definitely like got behind us on, and then the kicker was, several years later I was single and on OkCupid and got a message from some rando that was like, hey, I have a weird question. Were you and this blonde girl at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival at the joust? I don't know if it was you, but if it was you, you guys were amazing and hilarious. And I was like, lol, yep, that was me.
Yes.
That's kind of magical.
Yeah, that's amazing. I had no idea.
Yeah, it was really special, a really special moment. One of my prouder moments, actually. So, you know, honestly, I would love to go to a Renaissance festival with the three of us.
Oh God, we would just fucking tear that shit up.
Yes.
Get that Renaissance festival turned.
Yep. Yeah, I miss that. So, but Rissy had to move north of the wall, and
apparently there is something like a Renaissance festival here.
Yeah, but it's kind of really respectful, and
yeah,
exactly. Although
that sounds boring.
Canadians are a lot less prudish about sex stuff here, so
it's probably a lot more respectful still.
Right, yes, yeah, there is that. But maybe more titties, I don't know. Which, I mean, that doesn't sound terrible.
Respectful titties.
Respect, yeah. We respect your titties.
As long as there's respect and consent happening, I'm on board. Unfortunately, there's a surprising lack of that at most Renaissance fairs, while there's not a lack of the sex stuff.
It's Actually, it was funny. There was a Reddit Ask Me Anything with from a woman who was like the entertainment director of a Renaissance festival in Tennessee. And one of the questions was like, I hear a lot of weird sex shit happens at Renaissance festivals. She's like, no, that's not really true. I'm like, bitch,
bullshit.
Please. Maybe not at your Renfest. And what I wonder is, so my experience is almost entirely with like Midwestern Renaissance festivals. I've never been out to California. I've never been, out to the New York Renaissance Festival, shit like that. So what if there's some kind of weird correlation by the more in the boonies you are, the weirder the sex shit? Like, if you live in a flyover state or a red state, you're much more likely to have a bunch of repressed creeps out at the Renfest.
Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me.
Man, this needs to be somebody's fucking doctoral thesis.
Yes.
Plotting weird sex, like, so I guess rise over run, weird sex shit at Renaissance festivals is your rise, and then the run is location in flyover state. Yeah, I was like, maybe they're just not telling you about it, because there is weird sex shit.
I'm wondering how you're going to quantify weird sex shit.
Oh, that's a good point.
That is an issue, yeah. I mean, obviously, that's a lot of the work that goes into getting the PhD, and I guess it would be social studies? I'm not sure. It's figuring out how to quantify all that shit, and like what your confidence intervals are.
I feel like Amanda should have to do a Renaissance festival just once, just to see it all for her.
Fucking horrible it
Get
is.
her own experience.
What do you mean, do a Renaissance festival?
As in, we perform at one.
That sounds awful.
Or we can just make
really
her join the Kansas City one for a season.
Oh, no, that's too much.
I know, that's awful.
That's like
torture.
That's 7 weekends, man. That's too much. It's too much shit. Unless you're working at the Smoker, like the only way to work at a Renaissance festival is to do a thing that happens once a day within a set frame of time that's in the afternoon, like the Smoker show or the Human Combat Chess Match, because then you get onto the site for free and you get to spend all day hanging out, being drunk.
Yeah, I imagine that's not a thing that they let noobs into right away. I assume that's the, like, you work your way up to the Smoker.
Actually, yeah, but if you put on your application that you're willing to let, like,
strangers touch my boobs.
No, I was gonna say put their hand up your skirt. Because getting your boobs touched is like standard if you have boobs. But if you'll sit on some laps and let people put their hands up your skirt, then they might let you do the Smoker.
Right. Well, and the thing about the Smoker is it's usually handled by a specific comedy act, so you don't actually have to apply through the fair. You just have to make contact with whoever's doing it. Same with the chess match, which actually needs a lot of inexperience. Well, I mean, they don't have to have experience. It needs a lot of people to fill up all the slots on the chessboard, so it's actually perfect for noobs. And again, it's 1 hour a day in the afternoon, in the late afternoon, so it's not like you ever have to show up at site early. So you just fucking roll in, hang out with your friends, get ripped.
What if you don't have friends? What
I mean,
then?
you would make friends. You're too pretty.
What if I don't want to?
Well, yeah, there's that. There's that. But I mean, in this idealized situation, you and me and Blythe, we'd all be doing it together.
That'd be okay then.
Ideal for you, maybe.
Well, wouldn't it be great, like, to not actually have to work at the Ren Fest, but still get to have all the fun? And when you're a girl at the Ren Fest, generally people are always like giving you free shit, so like booze, especially booze, and you've never been roofied yet, so it's pretty awesome.
I mean,
that
give
you
it
remember
some time.
But yeah, like Ren Fests are so much fun when you're not really working at them.
That's true.
Isn't that true of most things?
Yeah. Like, if you get to be a dilettante.
No, that sounds boring. I caught a Mewtwo. Amanda, have you caught Mewtwo yet?
Yes. Wait, I didn't even think that thing was in the game yet.
Yeah, yes.
Where do they live?
In gyms. It's a raid. It's a raid Pokemans.
I got one a few weeks ago.
How good was it?
Real good. It's pretty good.
You mean how good the experience was, or how good the Mewtwo is?
No,
they in a sex way.
Let me look it up. But no, there was one of those. Have you ever gotten the like special raid passes for the
EX?
Raid? Yeah. We got one of those for one of the gyms down on the plaza and went, and I caught a Mewtwo there.
That's awesome. I got one that was for like Thursday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was like, thanks guys, I can definitely make that.
Lame. No, I've gotten a few, and they've always been like 1 to 3 on a Saturday, which, like, those are the ones that I can definitely make.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, frustrating.
It's got an 80 IV, so not like fantastic, but not bad.
Like Joshua Donovan suggests the crime that you can do. You can ruin a Renaissance festival by beating the jester to death with a greasy turkey leg.
Oof, sounds bloody. No thanks. Amanda, I caught a Mewtwo that is 98.
Nice.
real happy about that.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Did you catch it the week of our 98th podcast? That would have been awesome.
No, I caught it last week.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, because Mewtwo is not always an option as a raid, and so the Pokemon Go group at my work has been pretty active because
Like on the lookout for them.
Yeah, we've been on the lookout. We've been raiding a lot more with a lot larger groups.
What about Mew? Is Mew available?
Mew, you had to get through a series of challenges. So I do have a Mew.
Finally.
Yes.
Did you guys watch the first Pokemon movie?
No, I've never seen any Pokemon.
DVD.
Oh God, why?
Because I was actually kind of really into Pokemon for a brief period of time, like senior year of high school, freshman year of college. I had a Pokemon backpack that I took to KU.
Oh yeah, I think we've talked. I think we've talked about how like you were into Pokemon even though you didn't play Pokemon.
No, I really liked the TV show though. Probably because it gave people seizures. But in the movie, which is about Mewtwo and he's trying to take over the world by like capturing all the Pokemon and defeating all the Pokemon trainers. He's like basically like the Magneto of Pokemon. He thinks that trainers shouldn't be in the picture anymore. It should be Pokemon for Pokemon. But like every line out of his mouth, he has this like, well, mouth, he speaks telepathically. He's this very deep, serious voice. And he's always kind of talking about his tragic backstory and his grief and his rage. And there's all these, like, he's getting all these fucking monologues. And then Mew shows up. And so he'll be like, I'm going to give this incredible soliloquy worthy of a Shakespearean tragic hero. And then Mew is like, Mew.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's what I think of when I think of those two characters.
Amanda, have you been Pokemon going much lately?
Uh-huh.
Oh man, I'm really sorry that I'm sorry that I roped you back in.
It's aight.
Isn't it a fun thing to do?
It is.
That you like?
Yes.
Oh, it definitely is. But I've gotten like hardcore lately, so it has been fun. It has been very fun. It's been intense. So
what about, do you have an Articuno?
I do.
Do you have a Zapdos?
I do not have a Zapdos.
Are they hard to get? I know
those
they're
are also like all the legendaries pretty much are raid Pokemon, or you have to get them through the challenges and whatnot, or eggs sometimes eggs.
Really?
Well, I think it's mostly the challenge.
I was going to say, is it like that theory that like, yeah, you can totally hatch a Zapdos out of a fucking egg, but that never actually seems to happen to anybody?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Although the friend eggs right now are hatching regional Pokemon. So you can get some of the regional Pokemon that you weren't able to get previously unless you like went to the place where they lived. So
I just hatched 2 of the gift friend eggs recently and they were shit.
Oh no.
Yeah. It was very disappointing.
I'm sorry. I think I have 2 of them. I'm working on 2 of them right now, so
I think I'm only working on 1 right now because I was so annoyed with the last 2 that it's like, fuck it.
You might have gotten the eggs before.
Yeah, that's possible.
These eggs are bad and you should feel bad.
Yes.
I wish there was a way to dump eggs that you don't want.
Too. Mewtwo.
Mewtwo. Is that like abandoning a bag of kittens or whatever that like you just dump the eggs off?
I mean, I feel like we should be able to send them off to Professor Willow just like we can with the Pokemon themselves. But no, we have to walk them and hatch them before we can send them to him.
Yep.
Bullshit.
Bullshit indeed. Speaking of Japanese characters, you guys.
Go on.
So, John and I went to this like local business trade show. And first of all, it was full of fucking multi-level marketing shit. Like, like the gang was all there, all the fucking Tupperware and LuLaRoe, which goddamn, that is the ugliest clothing I've ever seen. There was an acid wash denim jacket that had a fake cross-stitch bald eagle appliqued to it.
No. Just no.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're not local businesses. You're a cog in the machine for a giant fucking corporation that operates out of Utah, you sacks of shit.
Oh, you're not wrong.
But there was one booth that was particularly wonderful. A woman who was selling fleece ponchos, like the one I have on now.
I wondered what that was.
I know, I was going to ask.
So it's a hooded poncho depicting my favorite Sanrio Japanese character. Yes. His name is Gudetama, and he is a lazy egg.
He's pretty great.
Yeah, Gudetama is the best. Look at this fucking thing. I have a Gudetama hooded poncho. Look at his eggness. Look at how lazy he is. Let me see if I can find where he's showing off his ass. Gudetama, where's your butt? God, you're so lazy. You're my favorite lazy sack of shit egg. I love you. I've been calling these the robes of judgment. I can't find his adorable little butt crack. Maybe
you're judging people while wearing those robes.
Yes. Look at this. Yeah. So I have a Gudetama poncho. It's the best thing ever. I was basically like, John, can you give me that thing? And he was like, we'll walk around the fair and see if there's anything else you like. And I'm like, there will be nothing that can compare. We did also, though, find some, like a company that made Saskatoon berry butter tarts. So butter tarts are another Canadian food thing. And it's exactly what it says on the tin. It's delicious fucking tarts made with a lot of butter, but these also had Saskatoon berries in them.
I mean,
fucking awesome.
Why not, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like super nerdy wearing this fucking thing. It's also warm though. It's like really warm and soft. Not quite as warm as Slanket, but a nice intermediate stage. And plus it's covered in lazy egg. The word Gudetama comes from the Japanese for lazy, which is guda, and like a contraction of the word for egg. So Gudetama is lazy egg. If you read his bio on the Sanrio character website or whatever, it says his chief trait is laziness.
Wow, if that's your chief trait, I just like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, his whole thing is just not wanting to do shit and just being a real lazy egg yolk.
That sounds like me.
You should get some Gudetama merchandise as well.
Oh my god, please don't.
I probably won't.
Okay. Amanda, what have you been up to besides Pokemon going?
Your mom.
Ooh, got him.
Yep.
Is that a type of Pokemon? Your mom?
Shouldn't it be? Not, I feel like it should be.
Maybe that'll be a new one that comes out.
Like you, the letter U, are mom. Your mom, her mom.
Her mom, yeah.
But what would it look like?
Just be fat. I'm not saying that anyone's mom specifically is. I'm just saying that usually seems to be the your mom jokes.
Yeah.
Are.
It's got to look disturbing in the way that all kind of human Pokemon are, like Mr. Mime. Like Mr. Mime definitely looks like he gets freaky.
I mean, wouldn't you if you were that hot?
Yeah. No, it's like freaky in a bad way.
Oh, in a bad way. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like a Renfest way. Actually, he'd fit in really well at the Renfest. Oh man, Renfest, if I were in charge of Pokemon Go, like for regional Pokemon, I would make Renaissance festivals infested with Mr. Mimes.
Yeah, weirdly, people want those, so.
Oh, well, that's awful. But yeah.
You can't get them right now.
Huh.
It's regional to some other place.
I see. It should be regional to the Renaissance Festival.
I don't think
that's not a
specific
single
region.
place.
Yeah.
No, but it is. It's a demi-plane, an extension of hell. All Renaissance festivals come from it.
They don't recognize that in Pokemon Go.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. They just go with normal maps.
Oh, yeah, Tom Silk in the chat is pointing out that in the cartoon, Mr. Mime and Ash's mom live together. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, it's a little creepy, right? He's right at the exact height to go down on her a lot. I assume that she has that Mr. Mime so it can sexually service her. Mr. Mime?
Oh, no. Justin, no. Justin just said maybe Mom, the Pokemon, looks like Edward and Alphonse's mother. I presume he means when they're trying to resurrect her, not like her original lovely form.
Yeah, probably.
Yikes.
Ugh. That's magnificent. Mom. Yeah. What type of Pokemon would it be? Ghost?
I feel like I don't want to go down this road anymore. Would there have to be like a mate podcast? Wow, a mate Pokemon for it called or Dad?
Yep.
Or Pops?
Or Pops. Oh yeah, that's good. Or Pops.
Gross.
I love, yeah, this whole idea. Did you ever see the art that somebody did of like all the original 151 Pokemon done like as women?
No?
Oh, it's so good. And like the like least evolved form is always like a little girl who's real cutesy, and then the most evolved form is like her sexy, you know, older self.
I do not like anything about that.
No, they're surprisingly really good. Because it's like, you know, it's gotten older. But a lot of the art is amazing. Actually, the Snorlax is incredible because it's this kind of like beefy, chunky girl, but she's real hot. Like,
I just feel weird that it's kind of like, hey, I'm gonna evolve this Pokemon so I can fuck it.
You know that's what people do.
I mean...
Okay. Nope. Sure.
I just don't know that we should encourage it. That's all.
People are gonna do it no matter what, right?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Right? When you combine pets and cockfighting.
Touche.
I mean, is that not the central question of the human condition when we encounter something that we recognize as intelligent but is not like us? You know, can I fuck it?
That is not how I usually approach things in my life, personally.
Kevin Larson says, Mr. Mime carries a yard of ale and wears a camouflage kilt to the Ren Fair. A camouflage utilikilt.
There's no other kind, Rissy. There's no other kilt company out there making camouflage kilts.
You'd be surprised.
No, please don't. Please don't.
What, like you have illusions about the Renaissance Festival that you don't want ruined?
I know. I just don't want to know.
So, in other news, fall is in the full swing of things, and I've got the itch. I've got the itch in me.
Oh God, for what?
Horror movies.
Oh, horror movies. Oh
yeah.
God. Okay. Have you been watching any?
No, well, I did show John Cabin in the Woods, actually.
Oh,
because
what did he think?
Well, he actually seemed to really like it. It has referenced it several times, and he doesn't like horror movies, like, at all. But I was like, you know what? I know you enjoy some Joss Whedon properties, and I know you enjoy intelligent things, and oftentimes things that, like, comment on genre fiction. So, yeah. Also, hilariously enough, and I didn't realize this at all, the guy that plays Marty in that movie is Silver Tom from Journey Quest.
It's Topher, what's his face?
No, I don't remember the actor's name, but...
No, okay, maybe it's not. No.
It's like Franz Krantz or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in Dollhouse. That's where I knew him. He's a Joss guy, actually.
But he's also a zombie Orpheus guy. I did not realize that until John was like, wait a minute, that's Silver Tom from Journey Quest. I'm like, oh shit, it is actually. Yeah, you guys, if you haven't seen Cabin in the Woods, for God's sake, go watch it.
For God's sake.
For God's sake, literally.
Get your shit together.
But yeah, I'm just like, I need horror movies. I've been like watching a lot of YouTube videos about like top 5 horror movies, that sort of shit. I'm just like, I need it. I need all the horror movies, along with some apple cider and some stew. Yeah, it's fall. I'm a white bitch.
He played a character called Topher in Dollhouse. That's why I always get confused with his goddamn name.
I always think of him as Franz Ferdinand because his name Franz Kranz, and I'm like, that kind of right. Is that like Franz Ferdinand?
I approve that. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to my brain.
He's actually in another horror movie that is coming out right now on Sci-Fi called You Might Be the Killer, which is based on a conversation between 2 sci-fi fantasy authors that they had on Twitter about... Like, one of them was like, hey, I just woke up and I'm at a summer camp and there's a lot of dead bodies and I happen to be covered with blood. It's like, you might be the killer. And, like, walking through. And I guess somebody was like, let's make this into a fucking movie on the Sci-Fi Channel. And he's, like, the main character in it. Huh. So I'm like, I guess his niche is genre-savvy horror movies.
And fantasy
stuff. Fantasy, yeah. I mean, he's great in Journey Quest. His character is a bard who's just a total fucking dick, always trying to steal credit for another bard's work.
Nah, that tracks.
But yeah, so
that
that was
bardic.
That's so bardic. Oh my god. But yeah, all I want is to like watch fucking horror movies just nonstop, and nobody in my immediate vicinity likes horror movies.
Rissy, have you seen It Follows?
Yeah, I love it so much.
I haven't watched it yet. And Sean saw it well, he didn't see it. He just saw like an advertisement for it. And he was like, what is this? And I was like, it is a movie that we should watch.
Yes, you should.
I think I got him to agree to it. Oh gosh, while we're on this topic, I binged season 6 of American Horror Story, which is the Roanoke season.
Were they like the Lost Colony of Roanoke?
Yes.
Whoa. Is Sarah Paulson in it?
Yeah, Sarah Paulson is in all of them, and I love her. But
I just find her lateral lisp amusing.
Yeah, yes. And then I couldn't sleep by myself for like 2 or 3 days.
Oh, wow.
I tried to get Sean to come to bed at one point, and he was like, oh, I'm coming, but he didn't. And I got up a couple of times, and then I finally got up, and I was like, I went in, and I was like mad. I wasn't mad at him. I was mad that I was having to admit it. And so I was like, babe, I have to be honest with you. And like totally not mad at him. But he thought I was like, I have to be honest with you, and I was going to come at him with some bullshit. Yeah, totally. And then I come out with, I'm really freaked out, and I can't sleep, and I need you to come to bed so that I can turn the fucking lights off and go to sleep. And he was like, oh my God, I thought you were going to be, yes, I'll come to bed. I'm sorry. You should have just said so. I was like, well, I was embarrassed. Leave me alone. So that was fun.
Wow. Well, I mean, so It Follows has like next to no gore in it, very little gore, but it is creepy, atmospheric, spooky as hell. Like, I really enjoyed it.
I had trouble getting through the Roanoke season because it seems like they chucked out like suspense and good writing in favor of just nonstop gore.
Ugh.
It was pretty bad. There was a lot of muting that had to happen. And it was just not great. Not great. And honestly, the premise behind the season was really good. It had a lot of commentary on a lot of different reality TV show series.
Ooh.
And I was
That's an interesting thing to tie into a lost colony of American settlers.
Yes, it was. And I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna do this. And then I just was like, I mean, I hear what you guys are saying, but I also just can't handle. It's just a lot of stabbings mostly.
Yeah, I'm not all that into like super gory shit. I don't like torture porn. Like I don't mind like well placed, well done gore, you know? But and if we're going like campy like Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness, then yes, bring on the Cairo syrup. But yeah, I'm just like, gore. It's not actually that shocking. It's not scary. It might be sort of disturbing, but yeah.
It's not what I want out of my horror movies.
No, I want something that's genuinely like unsettling and spooky. That makes me like, ugh, like afraid to like lower my face into the sink to wash it and then bring my head up because something will be behind me in the mirror.
Oh
that
gosh.
you know it's coming. It's a jump scare. It's a trope. It always gets me every fucking time. Cannot help it.
Yeah, that one scares me. And then the residual effect that those sorts of movies have on me is when I'm in the shower and washing my face.
Oh, yeah.
That's when I will get scared. That's when my brain will decide I'm going to open my eyes and I'm going to see insert scary thing that I've just recently watched here. And yeah, so that's always...
It Follows is going to fuck you up.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to seriously fuck your shit up. So,
and yet I'm still going to watch it.
It's so good. Oh, I fucking loved every second of it. Like so it's set in like in a completely indeterminate time. Like it's got like elements of like the current era and a lot of like 80s stuff, but also kind of 70s-y. Like it's so like the atmosphere and whatnot is so good. The score is amazing. Like the acting is all really, really well done. It's fucking fantastic. And like the spookiness is just like fucking sky high. I loved it. And its central conceit, like, you know, every horror movie has its gimmick, is a really good one. So yeah, It Follows fucking A+.
Amanda, how do you feel about horror movies in general?
I mean, as long as they're not gory, same sort of thing. Like
Do you get that itch like Rissy does like a certain time of year?
No.
Okay, I don't either. I just was curious.
No, like, if there are interesting ones that are out, then I would be willing to see them. I don't necessarily want to watch them by myself, but...
Yeah. Well, remember when you and I went to go see Oculus, and then we had to walk you home, and then I had to go home, and I was like, I am intensely creeped out.
Yes, it was like okay, bye, and I'm like, I don't want to go inside. It's dark in there, and there are mirrors in there.
Yeah, that is a genuinely spooky movie. I really
that one was good. Like, that's the sort of
and Oculus has next to no gore at all. Got some disturbing visuals with like the mom eating the plate and shit, but nothing like gory.
Yeah. But no, I don't have a like, oh, it's almost Halloween, now I want to go watch. Not that I won't watch them, but
it's unfair that we have to wait, I think, another year for the second It movie to come out.
Yeah, that was really poor planning, honestly. You didn't know?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Yeah, it's next year.
Why?
I think they wanted to see whether it did well or not before they committed to filming the second one. So rather than doing them like at the same time or back to back, like when the first one came out, they hadn't even cast the adults yet.
Yeah.
Or at least some of them.
To be fair, it was kind of a risky approach, right? Horror movies, especially bigger budget ones, tend not to necessarily do all that well in the theater unless they're part of a franchise. Like, yeah, you can bank on Paranormal Activity 2, but it was kind of an unknown property, I think, at that time. Like, yeah, a lot of people like the book, and a lot of people nostalgically enjoy the 1990 miniseries, even though it's fucking terrible, and Tim Curry's by far the best part. But yeah, so I think they really were just like, yeah, no, we have to see how it does. And then, of course, wildly successful beyond what anybody had imagined.
It wasn't scary, though.
It had its points, like
that one I did go see by myself and was fine.
I really enjoyed the juxtaposition of the jump scares and just the kind of disturbing imagery that was fun. Like, a lot of it was, like, fun scary, like being in a haunted house. And
Yeah,
things,
that's
like,
true. And I think that's why it was more silly. Like,
yeah.
It was yes, I wouldn't want to run into this on my walk home late at night, but
I enjoyed it thoroughly. A couple of the jump scares were genuinely, like, unsettling, like the creepy woman with the flute in the painting. When she jumps out at Stan, at the Jewish kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying that there weren't moments when...
Yeah, but and that part, in, like, specifically, like, now every time I walk by a painting, I'm just like, meh. But yeah, for the most part, it was like, watch this ridiculous thing pop out at you like it's a fucking animatronic from a haunted house. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'm really fucking pissed that there's no It 2 this year. I'm pissed about that.
I'm sorry.
Oh well. But I will content myself in other ways. There are other horror movies. Speaking of nerdy pop culture stuff, I guess, here's something that should frighten us all. Amazon, I believe, has optioned the Wheel of Time.
No.
I saw that.
No.
You know what this means? We need to get together and film my parody series for the Wheel of Time.
Okay, but you are in charge of finding the costumes because Amanda's not making them. So you have to if you find the fucking costumes, I'll make it happen, but there's no way I'm figuring it out, the costume situation.
Dude, do you remember those, like, cheap-ass, like, Ren Fair lookity things, like Fair Maiden costumes on Amazon that we talked about? Those would be perfect. It's just generic Fantasyland dresses. All we have to do in character is complain about the fact that they're way too tight in the chest and too big in the hips.
Oh, God. Okay. Oh, no. Okay.
Amanda, you have red hair, so you have to be Randall Thor. Oh, yeah, you also have light blue eyes, so perfect. You're fucking perfect.
Well, here's the thing, Rissy.
Yes, then I get all the ladies for myself.
You do. Who will be played by you, me, and Blythe.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, I will commit to this if you will write it first. It has to all be written.
Okay, well, parts of it already are. I think they're up in one.
I can't. I don't do parts.
Nope.
Okay, all right.
Never again.
If you write all of it,
okay,
ready to go, I'll make it happen for us.
Fuck yeah.
Also, just gonna put this out there. We will probably be in the same place at the same time at Thanksgiving.
That's a good point.
So if you want to get shit done in a timely manner,
you got to get shit done in a timely manner.
That's true.
Feasibly recorded in a timely manner.
That's a good point. Okay, on the to-do list, finish up my magnum opus, Wheel of Time.
Magnum opus.
Well, I fucking hate those books so much. Like, the first, like, 1 through 5 are all right, and then, like, sometime in the 6th book, Robert Jordan went completely haywire, and they just started to monumentally suck. Like, once I saw the, Amazon is optioning this, I'm like, so are they gonna try and Game of Thrones it up? Because the Wheel of Time has a lot of, like, sexual innuendo and off-screen sex, but nothing graphic ever happens in it except weird depictions of lesbian spanking.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, we're gonna have to work that in there.
Right? Like, a lot of the characters talk about their sex lives. Specifically, the female characters talk a lot about how much they enjoy being sexually dominated by big, strong men when they didn't think they'd ever be into that. That happens a lot. Like, a lot.
Well, and there were a lot of, like, sex dreams from Egwene, weren't there?
Yeah.
Constantly dreaming about...
Were they actually dreams, though? Because she has that power, right? She's a dreamer, so...
Well, I mean, that's still a...
They're kind of real.
They're still sex dreams.
Yeah. I just wonder, who the fuck are they going to get to play Randall Thor? Because he's like a redhead, and a lot of ginger dudes are not very good looking. But
not very good looking, can confirm.
But, like, and he's not a carrot top ginger. He's like dark red with gray eyes ginger.
That's just contact.
Super tall. And I'm just wondering how the fuck are they going to get any people who look remotely like the way any of the cast are described? There's a whole tribe of fucking desert people who are basically Middle Easterners, but so
with
darker
red hair,
with red and blonde hair and green and blue eyes.
I mean, they're all the characters are pretty young, so I imagine it will be a lot of unknowns or lesser knowns. It's not going to be.
I fucking hope so. Although, I'm like, will they try and heavily recruit from the Game of Thrones cast? Because that's the thing, like, you know, shows like Wheel of Time might be bankable now because of the success of Game of Thrones, but Wheel of Time is nothing like Game of Thrones. For one thing, it's not remotely as good. It's much longer and infinitely more terribler.
Infinitely more terribler.
You heard it here, folks. Infinitely more terribler.
Yep. I mean, I guess I'll have an easier time compressing it because so many of those books have absolutely nothing fucking happening.
I mean, yeah, like the 8th book can be completely...
8th book, good chunk of the 9th, where something happens at the very end of the 9th book, but nothing else. And then the 10th book, that was where I stopped reading because I'm like, nope! Fuck this! It's terrible, and I don't care. I think that was when Robert Jordan was on his last legs.
Yep, same.
So,
and then just read a very brief synopsis to sort of figure out how it ended and was like, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I was kind of fine with it, but also kind of mad at it because, like, my favorite character died. Like, not the only cool character, but one of the only cool, like, major protagonist ones. And then Rand al'Thor didn't actually die, which is the thing that had kept me going once the series started to suck. I'm like, Rand's
spoiler alert, Rissy.
That series of books has been out for like 15 fucking years. Come on with that.
I just like making you angry. It's really fun.
Well, yeah. Also, the Chronicles of Narnia, Netflix picked that up for a TV show, and I'm like, so does this mean since it's a TV show, we're gonna get into all the crazy anti-Islam shit?
Oh no.
I hope.
Oh yes.
Not.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I hope not.
I mean, I hope not too, but if it's a TV show, that means they're going to try and stretch it out for as long as possible, and that in theory means taking on all 7 books.
They'll just add shit.
Yeah.
It like the way they butchered Anne of Green Gables.
I actually kind of liked
add
it.
Ridiculous nonsense.
I sort of like the new Anne of Green Gables.
You would.
Ridiculous nonsense. They added so much stupid bullshit.
I liked it.
The story was fine the way it was. Actually, the TV show was fine the way it was with Megan Follows from like the 80s or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. On Disney.
Mm-hmm. That was good, wholesome family fare.
That's my childhood right there.
Yep.
Oh, shit. Are they going to try and sex up the Chronicles of Narnia, too? Oh, I
one
would
can
love
only
to
hope.
see Chronicles of Narnia, age everyone up into their mid-20s and make that into Game of Thrones.
I might watch it then, but right? I probably still won't.
Can you mix Christian allegory with intense erotic depictions of fantasy sex?
I mean, of course you can. Can you do it well is the real question.
Well, of course. I doubt that. I mean, I guess there's that statue, The Ecstasy of Saint Teresa, where she described being visited by an angel as basically fucking it. I guess there's that.
She is certainly an ecstasy in that.
Yeah, so there's, I guess, one statue that supports the idea of religious ecstasy being commensurate with sexual ecstasy. Aside from that, though...
Gross.
Actually, I think my Dork Pride Chat is
gonna great.
Yeah, what commercial property would you totally like to see sexed up Game of Thrones style?
Muppet Babies.
Actually, that movie is out. It's called The Happy Time Murders.
That's true.
So that sort of exists. Oh God, I didn't even think about what I would like to see, like hilariously, cartoonishly sexed up. I mean, Chronicles of Narnia would be pretty up there. But even better than that would be some of the really shitty, like, Christian books that I read when I was like a kid. And
the Left Behind series.
The Left Behind series. God. And there was a guy named Frank Peretti, a Christian author who tried to write, like, he has this book called This Present Darkness, and it's about evil New Agers with their neo-paganism allowing demons to infest a small college town. And I loved the shit out of that book when I was like 10. And then I was just like, no, this is stupid. Because, like, angels show up and they have to fight the demons and shit. I think it was basically just I hadn't read Lord of the Rings yet, and I really wanted to read some fucking fantasy. But, like, seeing, like, all these shitty Christian books super sexed up, that would be great.
I would like to see Sweet Valley High sexed up. Like, kind of given the Riverdale treatment.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that would work really well. There's all that scheming. Like, there's scheming. Some of the characters are fucking evil, maniacal sociopaths. Jessica, I'm looking at you. Like, that, a Sweet Valley High Game of Thrones kind of thing would be perfect. Good choice.
People in the chat are saying Pokemon, for instance.
Fraggle Rock, Golden Girls.
Golden Girls. Like, that wasn't already sexed up.
I mean, Golden Girls was pretty sexed up.
It was pretty sexed up.
Mr. Tumnus gonna get his fuck on. Hey, guys, I've got a concept for you. It's Mr. Tumnus, but get this, he fucks.
Is he getting his fuck on? Because, yeah.
I mean, if he's a traditional fawn, he should have, like, priapism.
So,
I don't.
There you go.
Amanda?
Yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of the Dork Pridecast. Of course, as always, we want to give a big thank you to Sarah Donner for allowing us to use music off of her latest album, Black Hole Heart.
You can find the Damsels on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. And if you have a few minutes, please subscribe, rate, and or review our podcast wherever you listen, on iTunes or Stitcher, or I don't know where the fuck else you listen to us, but that is a huge help to us, and it costs you $0.
But if you're interested in a thing that costs slightly more than $0, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Damsels of Dorkington. You can get access to rewards that are only available there, such as a metric fuck ton of bonus content and being on the list of super awesome patrons we thank at the end of the podcast, like these people. What are we doing this time?
I would say just like horror tropiness. Characters or scary things.
Sure. Travis and Wendy Mays are the couple in the horror movie that are always fighting. Because it's the opposite of what they're like in real life. And they're always bickering, and then they kind of reconcile right before the killer stabs them both. Oh, and it's the sound of them arguing back and forth that draws in the killer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron Felsen is the adorable teenage virgin, and you expect him to survive because he's the virgin, except he has a penis, so he's actually the first to die. It's only the female virgins that win.
That's true.
Marion Polinkin is the owner of the creepy cabin that's in the woods somewhere that the unlucky group is going to go stay in, and he might be complicit in everything that goes on, but it's kind of left up in the air.
Greg Milliken is the dude that you really, really want to live, like the kind of smart one that really tries to like keep everybody together, keeps the party from getting split up, isn't a giant douchebag, and yet still gets horrifyingly murdered. Sorry, Greg.
Poor Greg. John Maring is the owner of the weird little shop that has a bunch of trinkets in it, and you don't really know what they do, but he's trying to sell you this one, and he tells you it's gonna do awesome things for you, but then it gets you killed.
Aw, that's too bad. Josh and Jessica Rowell are the like adorable, just very sweet couple that's only in the movie for like 2 seconds because they're murdered like right away.
For their sweetness.
Yes.
Yeah. John Latch is a very frisky tree.
That was fast. Okay. Justin Mansfield is the. I'm sorry, Justin. It's all I can think of. I gotta go with it. Is the creeper outside of the cabin who you think is causing the bad things to happen until he also gets killed, and it turns out he was just a weird peeping Tom all along, and the bad guy is somebody completely different and more horrifying.
Joshua Donovan is actually the killer. Spoilers. Sorry.
Oh,
I should have said spoilers first. But he has a good reason for murdering all the people because he wants to.
Because he wants to.
Yep. It's a pretty good reason.
That's a good reason. J.D. DeMott is the inverse of that, is the tragic killer, like Angela / Peter from the seminal classic Sleepaway Camp. So J.D. has been forced into playing a girl by his sadistic aunt, and it has warped his mind. And when he / she, in disguise as a girl, is sent to a summer camp, he ends up murdering all the campers that are really mean to him, and then is exposed in an amazing scene where he's holding a disembodied head that he's torn off of someone else and going like snarling at the camera, but also looks like a girl from here and then has a dick in the last shots of the movie. Yes, go see Sleepaway Camp. It's real fucked up. Spoiler alert. But it's great. It's a great movie. So he's a tragic killer, not a just psychopathic one.
That sounds terrifying. We would also like to thank Irv Walter, Ryan Zellarosa, Stephen Kendall, Alex Hollis, Jay Teller, Frank Saris, Eric Ruggles, Zachary Drake, Joe Louie, Tommy Bort, Matt and Mattingly's Ice Cream Social, Brandon, Katie, and Thomas David, Gordon Nelson, Joe Dor Mayville, and Carlos Macera.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. This has been episode 99 of the Dork Pridecast. We will see you all in 2 weeks for episode 100.
100!
Deuces!
Jetpack.